the bummer about the fear of the unknown is that you lose a lot of the wonder and the curiosity. When you stick to like all that you know, you lose a lot of wonder and curiosity. And honestly, that can oftentimes be some of the most like beautiful parts of life. Is when you like bravely venture into that unknown and you find like that wonder and curiosity. Hello everybody, welcome in. Today our tech talk comes from a question that I got from the Ponzi Scheme. The Ponzi Scheme is a Discord server that I run that is all about like content education, both for the from the creator side and from the consumer side. So I'll leave it, if you're watching this on YouTube, I'll leave it like down in the description. But if you're watching this on stream, you can type in !TPS, and that'll get you a link to the Discord, and you're more than welcome to hop in there. And people like ask questions, and like we all sort of try to help each other out. It's much less based on like promotion and much more based on education. So T-Sparkle is in that Discord, and T-Sparkle asked a great question. I'm gonna bring it up now. Do y'all like my background? Isn't it pretty? Okay, anyway. So, T-Sparkle asked a great question. It says, okay, here's a tough question. Over the last few months, I've discovered a lot about myself and come to terms with being a furry. I'm no longer 100% cinnamon roll, and I'm not as innocent as I used to be. I'm also slowly putting more shift on the furry fandom, but it's scaring people away who have a fear of mascots or just really don't like furry art. What can/should I do to integrate more furry-related content in my mix without scaring people away and losing the community network I built over the last 4 years? So this is a fantastic question, and if you'd like to see the blog post that I wrote about it, you can type in !furries in chat, or I'll leave the link down in the bio. But basically, this is what's interesting is that the reason that I'm giving a tech talk about this is because I'm seeing this crop up all over the place. Like, I work with a lot of content creators behind the scenes, and like I'm seeing this pop up with Brownie, I'm seeing this pop up with Doug, I'm seeing this pop up with Ash, I'm seeing this pop up with T-Sparkle, just like all over the place I'm seeing this pop up. And the truth is that I really am seeing this pop up in people in general. And I think that the reason why for that is because really what this is all about is identity. And that's really what the tech talk today is going to be about, is about identity. So the first thing that I want to do is I just sort of want to celebrate T-Sparkle for what they are, like what they're discovering. Like they're really like, he's really like discovering a part of himself that he had like suppressed for a really long time. And it's really cool to see him discovering that. And I think that that's really special. And I think that a lot of the time in our lives, like every moment in our life is full of like decisions that we make, and some decisions are more significant than others. And I think that this is a really significant decision that T-Sparkle is up against, where T-Sparkle has the choice to either like embrace himself and be himself and like blossom, or he has the choice to like shut himself down and like be what other people expect of him and sort of like subscribe to the status quo. And I think that a lot of people end up subscribing to that status quo, and I think that it's really, really I want to take the opportunity to sort of like lift T-Sparkle up and encourage him to like to be himself and to like celebrate who he is. Specifically with furries, I often say on the stream that I want to build a furry kingdom. I personally am not a furry, but I love like a lot of the sort of like ideologies that furries hold. I relate to a lot. Like furries are like very open a lot of times about like their sexuality, and I think that that's really beautiful, and I really like resonate with that. And so I really like the furry community, and I want to sort of like build out a more robust furry community within our community. So in my Discord, we have someone nicknamed CEO of Furry Relations, so that like anytime somebody has a question about furries, because it's not a topic that I'm like super educated about, we have someone who's like really knowledgeable about it, and like they can like answer questions or like have discussions with people. And then we also have a channel in Discord called Furry Love. And if you would like to hop up in the Discord, this is not the Ponzi scheme, by the way. This is my own personal Discord. If you would like to hop up in the Discord, you can do so by either in Twitch chat, you can type in !Discord, or again on YouTube, I'll leave the link down in the description. So the first thing that T Sparkle said that I sort of want to address is not as innocent as I used to be. Okay, like I'm not like a cinnamon roll anymore. And the reason that I wanted to bring this up is because I think that this actually comes from the like social stigma. This is like T Sparkle being influenced by the social stigma and like not even realizing it, I think. Because I think that what this suggests, like not as innocent as I used to be, or not being like a happy little cinnamon roll, I think that really what it suggests is that in some way T Sparkle feels like by discovering this part of himself, this like furry side of himself, that he's somehow like tainted or darker or like not as innocent. And I think that like for instance, if you discover that you're gay, like that doesn't make you any less innocent. That doesn't make you any less like, you know, it doesn't make you any less of a cinnamon roll. It just means that like you have a different sexuality. So similarly, like when you discover that you're a furry and like you're really passionate about it, it doesn't take away your innocence. It doesn't make you a bad person. It just means that like, you know, you have a different like ideology or a different identification. And so I think that that's the really important part, is like I think that's the first step, is really like examining like where that stigma came from, sort of finding the root of that, and sort of helping to like metabolize that like undigested emotion. Okay? The next thing that I wanted to talk about is T Sparkle talking about scaring people away. And this is really like where I see a lot of content creators get really scared, like Brownie, Doug, Ash, T Sparkle, where they say like, oh no, you know, I'm trying to be more myself, but I feel like I'm scaring people away, or like people like aren't showing up for it. The first thing that I want to talk about with that is that transitional periods are always going to cause like in order to transition, like something has to get left behind, right? And so like there is always going to be like a dip when you transition. Like even for like huge successful content creators, when they transition to a new like game or a new category or whatever, there's always a dip, there's always a transition, and that's part of the natural process. And it's important to like stick with that. That's sort of like the like trial that you have to go through to come out on the other side. Because like from personal experience, I can tell you that as I've been transitioning over this year, like one of my goals for this year was in 2021, I wanted to like lessen my dependence on Jackbox and sort of like move into like more things that I was passionate about. And like there are a lot of things that when I first started them, like you know, viewership tanked, you know, and now usually a lot of the time when I'm like doing tech talks and when I'm like having discussions and things, viewership is at its highest. And then when I go to Jackbox, viewership actually dips a little bit because people have fallen so in love with like being able to see like who you truly are. And I think honestly that this is what sets apart content creators that are successful and content creators that aren't. Because when you like, if you are just sort of like a ditto, just sort of like a chameleon that is like subscribing to like whatever your chat wants, I think that what ends up happening is that like no one wants you because you don't really have anything special. Like there's nothing that makes you special because you're not letting them see the real you. If somebody just wanted to watch like Jackbox gameplay, they could just go to YouTube and watch Jackbox gameplay, or like, you know, but like what makes it really special is the individual. And so this is sort of like a deeper like human concept that for like as long as humans have been around, there's always been a fear of the unknown. And it makes perfect sense because it's like a survival instinct. The unknown is like could get you eaten by a tiger, right? But now that we're sort of like in more civilized society, the bummer about the fear of the unknown is that you lose a lot of the wonder and the curiosity when you stick to like all that you know. you lose a lot of wonder and curiosity, and honestly, that can oftentimes be some of the most like beautiful parts of life. Is when you like bravely venture into that unknown and you find like that wonder and curiosity. And so I just really encourage human beings as well as content creators, because they are human beings, to sort of bravely venture into that unknown and sort of like lean into discomfort, because I think that's where you find the like real growth and the real beauty. And the truth is that once you find your identity, it elevates you in every way, including your content. And so like this is a big thing that I work on in my Tentacle Tantras. Again, I'll leave a link down in the description to like if you're interested in signing up for the Tentacle Tantras. It's basically like life coaching, but identity is a big thing that we work on in the Tentacle Tantras. And if you're in chat, you can type in !Tantra, and you can sign up for that if you'd like. And then from a content creator perspective, if you're like, I don't wanna like do a therapy session, but like I am interested in sort of like delving more into like the content creation side of this, I also have the Patreon course, which is actually free. I mean, both can be done for free technically, but you can sign up for either of those. And like the reason that I offer these is because I think that a lot of the time when we're searching for our own identity, there's a lot of introspection and like stuff that we can do ourselves, but ultimately we can only see so much from the inside, and it requires external perspective in order to sort of get the full picture. And this is why I hate when people are like, nobody can tell me who I am better than I can. Like, sure, like, yes, you know yourself very well. And, like, there are always going to be blind spots that you aren't able to see. And so it's important to get external perspectives. And those don't have to be from me, obviously. I'm not saying, like, I am the definitive external perspective. I'm just saying that, like, external perspective is really important. So I encourage you, like, as you continue to do this introspective work and sort of like find who you are, I encourage you to like lean on people that you trust, lean on loved ones, lean on people that you think are smart to sort of provide you with that external perspective. So that's my talk. I hope you all liked it. If you did, if you're on YouTube, please like subscribe, like all that good YouTubey stuff. I really appreciate it. The YouTube is like, if you get value out of this community, the YouTube is a really important part of sort of like the ongoing success of this community.